Welcome to Hoardganize with professional organizer Rachel Seavey. Every Sunday at 6 p.m., Rachel shares her expertise and compassionate approach to help you deal with overwhelming clutter. Rachel?
Hey, collectors! Welcome! It's season 3. It's episode 1 of the Hoardganize Podcast. I am your host, professional organizer Rachel Seavey. And today's episode is all about the paralysis of analysis. Basically, speaks for itself, but what is the paralysis of analysis? It's where you get stuck making a decision on something and you get paralyzed and nothing happens. I hear this all the time, just nothing gets done. And you're stuck, just churning and afraid to let an item go because you're having problems making decisions. I find that people really get stuck in the what ifs. Here's some examples. What if I gain or lose weight and then I need these pants again? What if I need it again someday? What if someone I know needs it one day? Perfectionism is also paralyzing. We talk about perfectionism a lot, don't we? Will this item go to the perfect place? Will the perfect person receive this item and just be perfectly happy? Do I need to perfectly clean and fold this item before going to the perfect place so that the perfect person who receives it doesn't think I'm imperfect? This, my dear collectors, is the paralysis of analysis. Strong beliefs hold you back as well. You believe you're terrible for contributing to the landfill, but in turn, your home becomes a landfill. I mean, I've seen stacks and stacks of moldy containers that are, I guess, being staged to be rinsed before they're recycled, because I know at least here that the recycling needs to be pretty clean or they won't accept it. So this really holds a lot of you up, because then you want to, wash it really well, and then what will the garbage man think if they're not perfectly rinsed and dried? I mean, he is going to definitely be up thinking about you and your recycling all night, right? I mean, and also, we all have just endless time to do these things. So speaking of endless time, there really is no such thing. So how long are you going to live in clutter? How long are you going to live in a landfill because you're afraid of bringing things to the landfill? What's holding you back? Because you can't get time back. That's the one thing, folks. You can't get this time back of your lives. And you've already spent this time so far suffering so much. So it's really about making key decisions when you're going through your items versus your beliefs, versus what people think, versus perfectionism. Okay, so what do you do when you fall into the paralysis of analysis? I'm going to discuss 3 easy strategies that are going to help you move things out and save time. Your time is precious, collectors, and so is your space. My first strategy I like to call the 30-second rule. And that might be too quick for some of you, so bump it up to 60 seconds, but no more than that. You don't want to spend more than a minute deciding on one item. I mean, you've got thousands of items in your home. Hold the item up, inspect it, and ask yourself, A, do you need it? B, can you easily replace it if you let it go? C, most important, collectors, do you have room for it? A lot of people keep all this stuff and they really don't have the room for it. And then they wonder why their home still looks cluttered. So if you find yourself getting held up with thoughts and it's been more than 60 seconds, be brave and let that item go. If you loved it and you needed it and you've been looking for it, I mean, you should know immediately. Anything else is just overflow, and always ask yourself, collectors, this is so important. If you have space for the item, that should be the determining factor. Now, I know that the new trend, which I love, is about bringing joy. But I know you collectors enough to say that all of your items or a lot of your items bring you joy. And that's why you're having trouble making decisions. You have trouble discerning what you should keep. So if everything brings you joy, which is like a lot of my clients, then you really don't have any space for it. So let's hold it up and ask yourself, do I have space for this item? That should really be the most important question if you're in a overly cluttered situation. The second strategy is practice your decision-making skills in life. It is most likely that you're one of those people who has a hard time deciding anything. For instance, deciding what you want to eat or deciding what you want to wear. And sometimes you're so indecisive that you just stay in your PJs and order pizza. Practice making those uncomfortable, everyday decisions with confidence. Put on an outfit that you're not entirely sure about. Be daring and try something new on the menu. Take public transit instead of driving. Make new decisions, make uncomfortable decisions left and right so that you can get comfortable making these decisions. You can build your decision-making muscles so that when you're decluttering, it becomes easier. You're able to make stronger decisions because throughout the day, you've been working on your decision-making. It's just like working out. You don't go to the gym and then after 2 or 3 days or even a week, you're not fit and buff or muscular, or you have to go in and apply yourself and get stronger every day so that you can master working out if that's where you want to be. So decision making and decluttering is the same. You don't declutter for a day and then your house is ready for better homes and gardens. You work steady, you work often, and over the amount of time that works for you until you get where you want to be. The last strategy I want to discuss is when you get hung up on whether you should donate or sell an item. This kind of analysis holds even the best declutterer up. A lot of us like to think that our stuff's more valuable or worth money and don't want to just donate it. And maybe you want money for the item because you spent a lot on it. I get it. So here's what I suggest. Quickly look the item up on eBay or a site like that and see what an item like it or the exact item is worth. See if there's even a market for it. Next, ask yourself if it's worth the time, money, or energy to take it to the post office and to send it to wherever to get the amount of money that you were offered. What is your time worth? What is your energy worth? I know a lot of collectors that get into eBay purgatory, I guess I could call it, because they sell an item and then they lose it or they forget to send it out and they just never get it to the buyer. So they get horrible reviews. They get banned from eBay. So ask yourself, are you seriously going to, first of all, create an eBay account and get into selling things on eBay? A lot of you have intentions, but you've never done it before. Next, are you going to schlep that item to wherever to sell it? And is it worth the time, money, and energy? Most of the time, it's not. Shipping costs can be outrageous. Lugging boxes in and out of the car can be cumbersome. Is this item really worth it? It might be easier to just donate it and get the write-off and know that someone else will enjoy it. Same thing with garage sales. Do you have the time and energy to deal and haggle with people? You're going to spend hours organizing your garage sale. You might even pay some professional organizers to help you do it and spend hundreds of dollars helping you organize your garage sale. And then you're going to spend an entire day outside making sure people don't steal from you. For what? $500? You're still usually left with a bunch of stuff. So then what? How do you get that? Do you have to schedule a pickup? Do you have another garage sale? I mean, if it isn't worth the time, money, or energy, collectors, move it on. Once you do, it's super likely you won't miss it. So there you have it. 3 strategies to help you fight the paralysis of analysis. Thank you so much for tuning in, collectors. Next week, we will be defying the odds. If you are watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, click the thumbs up button, and leave a comment. Until next time, collectors, and remember, happiness is a place between too little and too much.
This has been Hoardganize with Rachel Seavey. New episodes are available every Sunday at 6 p.m. and also on the Collector Care YouTube channel. Download Rachel's Affirmations for Collectors on iTunes or Amazon.com. Or sign up for Rachel's blog at collectorcare.com and receive 7 tips for clutter-free living. Thanks for listening.